Let's take a look at the two fighters that we're going to see here from the Muay Thai International World Title Competition. Peter Cunningham, you just saw his entrance. He'll be fighting Prosert Kitty Kassem. Now, Kitty Kassem's 24 years old. Cunningham's 25. Cunningham told us before this that he was going to use the quickness to take advantage of the opponent. We're going to go to Jimmy Lennon to introduce the two fighters. Then I want to get back upon the tradition, the music, and the beat that the Thai fighters go on if Cunningham could take advantage of that. But first, let's go down to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go with the main event of the evening. 5 3-minute rounds of kickboxing coming your way. Introducing to you on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with red trim, he is from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, fighting and training out of the Jet Center in Van Nuys, California. He weighs in tonight an even 140 pounds. His record, 33 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 14 wins by way of knockout. Lightweight, super lightweight, and junior welterweight champion of the world. Welcome, the 3-time world kickboxing champion, the undefeated Peter Sugarfoot Cunningham.
Well pursued.
Little showmanship there.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent across the ring.
He's a real good fighter.
Fighting out of the red corner in this 5-round main event. Wearing white trunks with red trim, he hails from Bangkok, Thailand. He weighs in tonight 139 1/2 pounds. He is the former Lumpini Stadium champion. Welcome, Prosert Kitty Kassem.
Ready to go for the main event of the evening. Prosert Kitty Kassem versus Peter Cunningham and Dennis Alexio, world heavyweight champ. I want to get back to the tradition. You hear the music going all the time with the Thai fighters. Does that get them in sort of a rhythm that maybe a quick American like Cunningham can take advantage of?
Yeah, usually the Thai music starts out slow the first couple rounds, then it builds the last 3. And if they fight to that tempo, you know, sometimes you can maybe get them lulled a little bit and get right on them. But
what about 5-round fights like we're seeing this evening?
Yeah, 5-round fights. They usually, like I said, in Thailand they start out slow and they build. The last 3 rounds are cranking pretty good. But if I was in that ring, I'd be going hard right away. You got 5 rounds to get your work in. And these guys are tough, and if you can jump on them quick and hurt them, you got a good chance of taking them out.
Kale, do you expect Peter to come out quick?
I think that's the only speed that Peter Cunningham has. I think you'll see fancier. I think you'll see more correct technique thrown by Peter Cunningham. He trains at the Jet Center. You don't train there unless you train serious. Everybody that goes there leaves very, very fatigued.
We've been talking about the Thai musicians. These guys are probably the hardest working people in the evening. They've gone for 3.5 hours without stopping. And they will pick up the tempo when their fighter needs it. They'll start off slow, but you can see here the traditional Y crew. The music really adds to the pageantry of the event.
That's part of the Muay Thai atmosphere. It's part of Thai boxing. They might be beating those drums pretty fast here in a minute, though, in the first round. Peter Cunningham.
Have you fought Muay Thai fighters? Is there a complete different style you have to resort to for this technique?
I've never fought. They don't have too many Thais that are my size. I'm trying to get a fight in Thailand over there right now, but I might have to fight someone else over there in Thailand. When I was over there filming this movie I just did called The Kickboxer, they didn't have anybody over there, but they have an interest in getting me over there and fighting in one of their big stadiums. So hopefully that'll come.
Would you enjoy the no holds barred?
Oh sure. That's
more of a barroom brawl type.
Yeah, I mean there's not quite as much finesse, but it's combat. You know, no doubt. You got elbows, knees, and hands and feet. So it's a different type of fighting, but I'm willing.
Okay, here's the referee's instructions. Translated, that means you can't grab the guy behind the head and stick your knee in his face, and you can't kick him below the, you know what.
Well, Peter Cunningham, he's going to have to be real quick, get in and out, and block those leg kicks.
Here's the tail of the tape. Really not much difference in height. Weight's the same. Age, pretty much the same. I'd like to see a reach. I don't think we have that statistic here, but I would think that would make a significant difference here.
The speed that Cunningham possesses is going to be a real... There it comes right off the bat.
Peter Cunningham, 44-0, undefeated, 32 knockouts, and a real showman.
He's got a good lead leg side kick to keep guys off of him, and he's got good hands. He's not a big puncher.
Well, the referee felt the last one.
Cunningham came to brawl.
I don't know if the referee's used to somebody like Peter Cunningham.
Nobody's used to Peter Cunningham. Note the hand combinations early, Bruce. You'll see a little more boxing from people from the Jet Center. They use their hands and feet, not just one end.
Peter's starting to hot dog a little bit.
Well, you got to size up your opponent early, and if you're stuck hot dogging...
Oh, it's good left hook. He is hurt.
Stay on him.
What you see is what you're getting. Cunningham just all over him, and the referee's moving in and out.
Peter had to step back, give him a feint, and see how he reacts to it. He's got him in a little bit of trouble. These guys are in great shape.
I think also the referee stepped in to help the Thai fighter a little bit to help him out, because he did not appear really to be using that rope, which was warned for.
A little bit of a slip.
Oh,
a nice right uppercut.
What do you do if you're Kidi Kassem on the other end of this?
Well, he's keeping his hands up, keeping his chin down. He's just going to work Peter's legs. These guys don't punch all that well, and they'll batter you with those shins, though. They want to get you in a. They just want to get you in, a shin clashing match and wear you down.
Alexio, what do those kicks do to your arms when you keep blocking them? Do they take the strength out of your punching?
They zap it pretty good. You're catching that shin bone on your arm. It'll wear you down real fast. Peter had to just keep moving and be smart. Don't worry about taking this guy out right now. And don't get careless.
He's working the body.
Nice, working good to the body. The tie's coming right back to that back leg roundhouse, going away to his left thigh.
A nice straight right by Cunningham. You see, he seems to be more in tune to the music than the Thai here.
He's not giving nice punch.
He shoots a real long right-hand uppercut. That's unusual to see.
Well, he can do some fancy stuff with this guy with his hands, but he just should be careful.
And he is not letting Prosert Kidi Kassem get close to it.
Peter seems to be loading up more than I've ever seen him fight.
And what a good first round from Peter Cunningham.
He's in great shape.
He is. His body fat couldn't be 3%.
It's like negative 40.
This young man was just concentrating low extremities. Now, that's the game plan for a long round fight. With a 5-rounder, is that going to work?
Sure. Oh, if they start landing those shots in your legs, start breaking you down and take away your movement, which he should do with Peter, because Peter will just dance all over him all night.
Generally, you see 5 to 6 people in the corner of some of these Thai fighters. There's only one person even bothered to say anything to Kidi Kassem there. I don't know if, well, we're going to take a look at some slow motion, but really there is no slow motion when you're dealing with Cunningham.
That little uppercut really stung him a little bit.
That last left he threw to his body, that's one thing people don't understand. When you're in the ring, kickboxing, we don't have shoes on, so we can't grab the canvas as good, and it does take a little bit of leverage away from your punches. You gotta slip on those sometimes.
Now, when you're a fighter and you're in the corner, do you notice the ring girls?
Well, I've noticed that one. I'm trying to get my wind and listen to my corner. And,
you wouldn't notice that?
What? Geez, I guess Peter is. Look at his eyes. Trying to keep your mind on the fight, especially when you got a guy like that across from you. These guys come over here, mean nothing but business, and it's honor for them. If they lose, it's not a good thing. So.
Not to get carried away so much in the flamboyancy and pageantry of Peter Cunningham, but you really have to protect yourself against that one shot as well when you're doing, you're putting on a show for the crowd, but you can't get too careless.
You can't get careless in that ring when you're kickboxing. I mean, there's a lot of different angles you can get hit with, and you know, you make a mistake, you might be counting sheep, and 2,000 people talking about how you almost had to go.
The Sugar Ray Leonard of World Championship Kickboxing.
Nice jab.
Nice combinations.
And in between all that, you can see the defense. Cunningham just picks off those shots.
He's expending a lot. Peter's throwing some good hand combination. That Ty's sitting there. He's taking him. He's just coming back that left leg to his body. He just wants to break him down. Break him down.
Peter seems to be unloading.
I think he's unloading a little bit too much. He should still pick and stick and use those feints. He's a beautiful fighter. He's a beautiful technician. I think he really wants to knock this guy out.
Also, when you're dealing with a 5-round fight, you can really go all out a little bit more than if you're trying to reserve some of the 12-round bout.
That's true. I mean, Peter's in great shape, and this guy's in good shape too. He's in real good shape. And the thing is that they keep their composure, and they're very conservative, and then when they get ready to unleash, they really rip. Peter's really not worried about this guy's hands because you know, they really don't punch that well. They usually break the legs down and stay low. They'll come up to the head with, you know, a good shift, but their hands aren't really something to worry about.
There's a good leg check when he clinch. The left leg side kick is excellent.
Unlike some of the other kickboxing and full contact where you use protective footgear, there is none in this.
Well, I mean, it's optional. Peter chose not to wear it.
Did you get a better feel for the canvas?
No, because you're barefoot on the bottom of those pads anyway. It pads your foot up a little bit. I've seen to bang my legs up no matter if I wear pads or not.
Well, you can see why Peter Cunningham is 44-0.
Oh, sure, he's a good fighter. Well trained too.
Good shot by Kickboxer. Again, a very pro-Thai crowd.
I'd like to see Peter start moving away from that back leg, his left leg, move to his left to go with the power.
You see him duck and roll there.
Nothing wrong with that. Your head's not watching.
Good body shots. He's working the body a little bit better than the other fighters.
Also, because this fight is in California, the judges almost have come to appreciate and expect some of the theatrics in the clowning round. But if you do this in Thailand, for the majority of Thai judges, it would really be detrimental to your effort, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they'd appreciate that too much. If you're winning the rounds, but they want to see you scrap over there. You're in Thailand, those Thai judges, they don't want to see you bounce around.
We saw that at the Olympic Games with the boxer Jones, Roy Jones. He was robbed of the decision. He was doing about the same thing and just dominated the fight. And it went the other way more on principle than anything else. But I would think that Peter Cunningham is just owning this.
Well, from this end, it looks like he's winning the fight. At the same time, it's up to the judges. And when you leave it up to the judges, there might be politics involved.
But take a look at some of the earlier action from round 2. Trying to land the shot that will turn the bout around. Do you think he has it in him? Honestly?
There's no doubt in my mind. Hey, these guys are tough. This is only third round. He'll start really cranking the next couple.
Peter Cunningham told me originally he's from Alberta, Canada. But really, to hone his skills, he had to really come to Los Angeles.
I heard good things about him when he was up in Alberta. I heard he was real flashy, and I know, part of his style is, was carried over to the Jet Center. The Jet Center, Benny, Blinky, and Ruben, they're top-of-the-line trainers and knowledge. So they definitely, added for him. But he's a top-notch professional. He works hard. He deserves whatever he gets.
Of course, if you just joined us, this is Dennis Alexio, the world heavyweight champion, sitting in with us for this title bout between Peter Cunningham and Prosert Kitty Kassem. I'm Bruce Breslow, along with Cale Baker. And Cale, Cunningham's just having his way with this bout.
Absolutely. He's working. His boxing skills are much better honed than anybody I've seen so far. He's working downstairs and working back up. He's holding behind the head. That's not legal.
He should get outside and stay with his speed and his best weapons.
The referee is warning both fighters not to grab the head, but that's the Thai style. That's what these fighters are used to. And heck, if they can get away with it, might as well go for it. Under 2 minutes to go here in round 3.
Nice kick.
Is it my imagination, or is Prosert Kitty Kassem building a little bit more confidence as this goes along?
He's a professional. He knows what he's got to do.
The right lead.
Throw a little bit of hay there. Hay from Thailand.
Those real short round kicks to the body really take their toll, don't they, Dennis?
Yeah. He just laying that shin down and really turning that hip over. If you watch him kick, he comes all the way off the ground. He's rotating so hard and exploding.
If you notice right before that last exchange, Cunningham stopped for a minute, took a deep breath, reset himself. I think he's kind of trying to get his wind back. After the way he started those first 2 rounds, it'd be hard to keep that pace up.
Sure. He's kind of planting himself now.
So he's gone away from those big combinations that he was throwing at that boxing that was scoring so many points early.
Peter's a smart fighter, though. You know, if he starts fatiguing, he'll get that knee out, stop the leg check, spin him, tie him.
He enjoys what he does. That shows on his face.
Yeah, he sure does.
Acknowledged a good kick.
I'd like to see Peter give him a nice leg feint and come over the top of the right hand.
Haven't seen any of the flashy type kicks or the spin kicks.
Well, these guys are, as you can see, they're pretty much in a defensive shell. It's pretty hard to get a clean shot on them. And the spin kicks or the flip kicks aren't going to really work with these guys. They're ready to block with their elbows and keep their chin down and just come straight ahead.
Closing seconds of round 3. Peter Cunningham versus Prosert Kitty Kassem.
Prosert Kitty Kassem just hit him with a nice knee. Well, these last 2 rounds should be barn burners.
Dennis, do you think that Cunningham's won all 3 of the first rounds?
I think he won the first 2. I think that one was pretty even.
I would think that the sympathy vote would have to go to Kitty Kassem there for the 3rd round, just because he was the busier of the 2 fighters, and because of the showmanship earlier, that in the back of your mind, if you're a judge, you might try to go the other way. There's that underdog factor.
These 2 rounds are going to tell it right here, and I know Prosert Kitty Kassem is going to be coming out real strong.
Then again, I think Peter Cunningham had a little bit on cruise control in round 3. You can't continue at that pace in the entire fight.
You got to try to slow his breathing down in the corner, let him get as much oxygen in his system as he can get.
Good look at Peter Cunningham's eyes. Always alert. That's when he acknowledged the shot from Kitty Kassem.
He's a thinking fighter.
He's a smart fighter. He's a great talent.
He owns 3 weight divisions.
Super lightweight, super welterweight, and lightweight champion. This won the junior welterweight world championships. This would be a 4th title for him.
Well, super lightweight and junior welterweight is the same weight. That's 140 pounds.
Different sanctioning body.
Yeah, it might be different. Yeah. He's just going to be hard to beat whoever fights him.
This should be a good one.
Getting ready for round 4, the junior welterweight world championship between Peter Cunningham and Prosert Kitty Kassem.
More of a takedown than a knockdown.
you go, show him some movement.
Cunningham's a very strong young man, isn't he?
Cunningham's stronger than him in the upper body. And he's not being intimidated at all, and that's definitely offsetting CrossFit Kickboxing.
Warning to both fighters for holding and pulling.
I'm looking right now for Peter Cunningham to just turn it on. He looks like he's ready. He just appears to have that eye back.
Good shot on the tie bar.
Straight left to come back with a hook.
Oh, good overhand.
Overhand hook. Peter's got to get a little deeper with that leg in his body. Left uppercut. This guy comes right back.
That guy's tough. There's no doubt about it.
You ain't kidding. Come on, Peter. Should be moving. A little bias there. Nice leg kicks. He's coming on strong this round.
From this angle, you can see those kicks are just landing to the stomach and to the ribs. He's getting them in underneath the arms.
And this kid from Thailand came to fight. There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
Be interesting. It looks like it's going to go to round 5 to see.
Oh, it's going to go to round 5.
To see how much they'll open up.
Peter don't look too good right now. Peter, use those hands. Use that jab.
Pick that one off with his right. Final seconds of round 4. And I expect one whale of a 5th and final round coming up in a few seconds.
Very pivotal.
Dennis, have you ever fought 3 minutes with 2-minute break?
No, I've never. I wish the fights were all 3-minute rounds, and 2-minute break is fine. I mean, that gives you that much more time to recover. So that's why the rounds are usually fast-paced, because these guys recover within 2 minutes. But I wish all kickboxing was 3-minute rounds. At least for me, it would be a lot better. I've had a lot of fights, you know, McDowell's been saving guys before.
You're 36-1 with 31 knockouts.
Yeah. Yep.
And the only loss came to Wilson early in your career.
Yep.
Very controversial hometown decision. And I know I've talked to you a half a dozen times about it, and every time you've said, "How you doing? I want Don Wilson."
Let's go back and take a look at some of the brawling that occurred in that 4th round. Just gonna, I believe this is where he kind of throws him down. Take that leg from behind him.
Well, those knees hurt. A little south of the border.
Spin him right down. Little judo
There
technique.
you go.
Yeah.
He just turned him and threw him.
Peter Cunningham trying to suck up enough wind for one more final 3 minutes of action here, and I expect to see that in the 5th round from the world champion. 44-0 with 32 knockouts. And you're right, I would think his corner would tell him to stay away from those kicks into the corner.
I didn't know Peter Cunningham had that many knockouts.
Kickboxer here got a few shots in as well.
Oh yeah, good hand combination in there.
That kind of glance never really hit. It really didn't sting him too bad. Sure sounded good.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is round number 5, the final round of this
Final round of the main event of the evening, Junior Welterweight World Championship. Undefeated Peter Cunningham.
He's going to come out.
Kickboxer.
He's going to come out buzzing this round. Peter's got to win this round.
I agree with you.
This fight's still up in the air.
I think he's ahead by 1 round, but he's got to win this round.
And he came out to do it. Look at that.
Those leg kicks are landing. Pick that knee up. He's taking that left leg of Peters. He's staying right on.
Nice left hook, though. Cunningham into a good left
Look
hook.
at these guys go after each other.
He's just working those knees and working that leg.
And the Thai fighter grabbing him behind the head, trying to stop him, slow him down a little bit.
Peter threw a lot of punches there.
Again, a 3-minute final, 5th round. From the Anaheim Celebrity Theater.
Cunningham coming underneath that right uppercut. Should come back to that left hook.
But this fight's a little bit too close to really not put out in the 5th round for the entire round. You never know what judges are going to see. How many times have we seen that?
I usually don't like to leave the fight up to the judges. Sometimes it happens. It's a close fight. I think Peter's ahead by a round, but this guy's coming back this round.
Kickboxer kind of lunging. I would think that he knows he needs a big punch or a big kick. Try to win this round by a couple points in the judges' minds.
There you go. Nice.
Oh, nice kick.
That helped.
That was clean.
Peter's counter with a nice right uppercut inside.
He's had a lot of success getting those kicks into the midsection of Kickboxer.
Well, last minute.
A junior welterweight championship of the world. They say you have to take a title away from a champion. This one is close, but certainly Prosert Kickboxer has not taken any title away from Peter Cunningham this evening.
No, I don't think so. Well, he's got 38 seconds to do it.
The flamboyant champion trying to put together a good 30 seconds here to seal in the judges' minds that he indeed will improve his record of 45-0. Mixture of cheers and boos depending on which side you're on from the crowd. Final seconds of the 5th and final round of this fight. Peter Cunningham on the right, Prosert Kickboxer of Thailand on the left. And Dennis Alexio, it looks to me like Peter Cunningham has done enough to retain his championship.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Peter won that fight. And that was a good fight, and I think Peter outpointed him.
Would you have done anything different if you were in the corner? Would you have told Cunningham to change his style at all?
He fought a good fight. I thought when he was standing there and going with the guy and trying to exchange knees, might have been a little bit of a problem. But like I said, he's well versed and stuff, and he got through it. He fought a good fight. That guy was tough.
While we have the world champ sitting next to us, let me ask you: is it tough to find guys? We already know from Thailand, but from other parts of the world, in your size, the heavyweight size, because traditionally the Asian people are just not that big.
Well, there's Europeans over there that are just my size. There's some big guys out there. There's a gentleman I might be fighting against, Branko Sikitic from Yugoslavia, and they have some good heavyweights over there.
You ever heard of the Soviets taking up this sport?
Nope. I trained for one of my title defenses up in Tahoe, and I was working out up there, and the Russian international boxing team was watching me train, and they were really intrigued. They'd never seen anything like it.
Do you think now that this had become an Olympic sport, full contact karate, that it's going to, I mean, usually as soon as it becomes an Olympic event, the Soviets decide they're going to spend some money and work on it?
Oh, sure. Once it becomes an Olympic sport, yeah, everybody will be getting into it, if it becomes an Olympic sport.
Let's take a look at some more of the brawling from that 5th and final round. These guys really went after each other.
There's Peter leg checking and come back to the right uppercut and the left hook, and Kickboxer comes right back to that right leg to his left thigh. Bam, right there. Peter's trying to roll with it. He's running off good hands, right in the hip again. Good right leg by Peter.
He's just so quick.
They're going. They're really tussling in there.
Has Cunningham done much professional boxing as well?
He's also a pro boxer. I don't think he's been boxing too much the last 2-3 years, but I think he started out as a boxer. He's got good hands. He's a good boxer.
Is there more money in some of the younger boxing fights than the kickboxing?
Oh, yeah.
Just not as much fun.
Kickboxing should have just as much money or more than boxing.
All right, let's go down to our announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr., with the expected decision for Peter Cunningham. Let's wait and see. Jimmy?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 great rounds of kickboxing, we have a unanimous decision, and here are the point totals. Judging ringside, Howard Sidman scores about 48-47. Dr. Nelson Hamilton, 49-48. Cecil Peoples, 50-46, all in favor of the winner. And still undefeated, Peter Cunningham.
I'll tell you, from the look on the Thai's face, I think he believed that he had won that fight.
Well,
there wasn't the usual going up to your
real
opponent and congratulating him on a good effort there.
I
don't know if he could have fought much better.
they don't appreciate that, and they'll frown on that when he gets back.
Peter Cunningham improves his record to 45 victories, no losses, 32 knockouts. Well, ready for